Night. Cold, clammy, alien. The city is quiet, but it's not the kind of quiet that gives peace. It's a silence in which something hides. Robert returns to the place he promised not to return to. In his pocket is an unsigned letter. In his heart, he feels like he's stepping right into the jaws of the beast. 5 years ago, Robert was a journalist. Now he's just a fugitive from his own past. He investigated strange disappearances until he himself became part of a story that no one ever published. The city's always been uncomfortable, not the kind of place you want to live in. Rather, the kind of place you accidentally walk into and immediately wish you could get out. 5 years ago, Robert was working on a story. People were disappearing, hundreds, no trace, no noise. No one was looking, no one noticed. But one day he found something he'd rather not find, and then he disappeared. But he's alive, isn't he? He's back, standing on the sidewalk. So why is that old newspaper with his obituary in it trembling in his hands? The city seems strange, but there's still something living, breathing in it, or dead. Waiting for him at the motel is a newspaper that shouldn't be there, and a shadow in the mirror that isn't his. The old Watch Motel. It was supposed to burn down. Robert remembers it exactly. This is where his investigation was headed. He was writing a story when the explosion went off. Now the building stands as if nothing happened. "Room 14?" he asked the receptionist. The man nods without looking up. Something about it is off. The room smells of dust, damp, and something sweetly bitter. There's a newspaper on the bed, an old yellowed sheet. The headline, "Journalist Robert Hunt found dead in his hotel room." He touches the paper. It's wet, as if someone had held it in his hands. A second ago, behind him, someone sighs. His doppelganger appears in the room. He is not a copy, but something else. Robert realizes. He's been here before. He's been here forever. Robert slowly lifts his head. In the mirror is not him. What's there stares back at him with empty eyes. Pale skin. The face is his, but it isn't. It moves a little differently than it should. "You've been here before," the reflection says. Robert recoils. "Who are you?" "You." And with those words, the reflection smiles. Robert runs out into the street, but the city is alive. It doesn't let up. Cold air hits his face. Robert runs, but the streets, they're wrong. He turns on to the next alley and finds himself back at the motel. Number he keeps running. The shadows begin to move, not people, something else. They emerge from dark corners, from behind cars, from open doors. Their faces are blurred, their movements jagged like broken movie film. You weren't supposed to come back. You weren't supposed to know. You weren't supposed to live. Robert doesn't listen. He dashes into the alley without looking under his feet. Something crunches. He lowers his gaze. Glass. A broken mirror. But it doesn't reflect him. Robert hears the city talking to him. He realizes that there is no more choice. The voices are coming from every direction. But the worst part is, they can't hear him. All of them. "I know it's a dream. I'm just tired. I want to get out." But there's no way out. He clamps his ears shut. The city laughs softly. Robert finally realizes the truth. Or is it just his last thought? He's back in the motel room. The newspaper is lying on the bed. Only now the headline has changed. Robert Hunt disappeared. No body found. He slowly lifts his head. In the mirror, he's no longer there. It's just the other one. "Do you understand now?" he asks. Robert closes his eyes. This city never lets go. No one. No one